What is transparency in journalism, and why might it be important? This is Josh Friedman in Almaty, Kazakhstan. We're following a bit of stormy weather yesterday. The sun is shining this morning, and with this brisk yet rather clear weather, we have a very lovely view of the snow-capped mountains that are just behind me. Today I'm going to discuss a little bit about how shining the light upon ourselves as journalists can have a lot of value. For years there has now been a debate between the camps of transparency and objectivity in journalism. In this video, I'm not going to debate the merits or even the existence of objectivity in journalism, which I have a bit of a skeptical view of, but I will discuss how when we are transparent as journalists, it really is a way of building trust with the reader or the viewer or whoever our audience is, and it is really a way of being of service to them. In terms of old school or even investigative reporting, when we as journalists attempt to shine the light on corruption or shine the light on even evil factions of society, well, if there are issues within ourselves and our organizations that affect our reporting that we are not being clear on, that might, for instance, be a political agenda we have that we are not revealing, well, in that case, the reader or the viewer or the audience is missing out on important information that could very well be skewing our reporting or skewing how we approach the news. And that takeaway can be applied to journalism across genres, not just political or investigative reporting, although when it comes to politics, it's almost assumed nowadays that almost every organization has some sort of political agenda, and that clearly would affect how they report the news and what news they choose to report. But even say in the area of travel journalism, as I stand here in this rather lovely destination at the moment, well, say you're a travel blogger, a travel vlogger, or even a prominent travel writer for a major travel publication. Are you disclosing who is sponsoring you? Are you disclosing whether or not you are receiving free of charge accommodation or free flights from some airline? These are facts, and this is a data set that could be very helpful for the reader or the viewer or the overall audience to be aware of in judging the credibility of the advice you're giving, or just for that matter, whether or not they should be going to these places, should be staying at these destinations, or should be flying on these airlines or taking this type of transportation. The more the audience knows about our journalistic process, the better they can formulate a decision on the credibility and the accuracy of our reporting. In my personal case, I put at the bottom of all of my articles on freemanpost.com, my personal website, that I'm a journalist with a libertarian bent. I make no secret that I have libertarian views when it comes to politics and life for that matter, and that's certainly plays into my life decision and career path to become a rather nomadic journalist. But I think that is important information to convey to you, whether or not I'm doing old school reporting, in which I'm trying to give you a variety of different perspectives and multiple sides to the story, or commentary, which I do much less of nowadays. But I think it is important for you to know who I am as a person and what goes into bringing me to do what I do and what drives me to do what I do, and whether or not my libertarianism shows in my journalism, which you could argue it does sometimes and other times it does not. I do very much think that you should know who I am and where I'm coming from. Now, as for you crafting your own style of transparency, that is totally up to you. And with all this freedom that we enjoy as journalists in the digital age, you really have a whole array of options in terms of how transparent you're going to be and how to go about being transparent. But I do think it is very worthwhile considering the value of transparency in journalism and making some sort of effort to display some of it in your reporting or journalistic endeavors, whatever they may be. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for more about travel, journalism, and international living. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye for now from sunny Almaty, Kazakhstan.